Graham's fault.
Bill's just chirping away to himself there. Welcome to the U.K.KE-Liquid Mixing Show. It is a Wednesday night. It's time for talk out a little bit about mixing and just a little bit of general chat. So, who you've got on tonight, which is me, Benny Vapes. We've also got our own mixing guru, which is Graham Net Reality. We have got the one and only Bill the Chair. We have got our own mixing detective, which is Liam Sherlock Holmes. And we've got our own mixing maestro, which is Tim, Advocate for Liberty. So welcome everybody and welcome. If you are in chat, just have a look at the top and change it from twat chat to live chat, and you'll keep up with everything we are doing. Right, quick public announcement. We'll pop that out. Pop out chat. Liam, do you want to go through chat for us?
Oh, hold on. Before Liam starts, Liam, you're on live chat, right?
Yes, I am. I'm always on live chat.
Yeah.
That's it. Make him wait as the number grows.
In chat tonight, we got the Vaping Snowman. Someone called Steam Pugs. No idea who that is. I think he might be new onto the channel. We've also got Fee, Mike Haynes, Kev WXM, Graham,
everyone now,
Rocky Tooney, Lady Liberty, and Craig D.
Is that it?
And that is everybody.
Welcome to our laboratory.
And above the clouds has just come in.
Hey, good evening, Ian. Good evening.
I think I said Mike Haynes, but I might have missed him. So sorry, Mike.
You said him. You said Mike.
Oh, that's all right then. That's all right. So, yeah, we will go around and have a little buffet. It won't be as long as Pugs' is. You know, it's about 20 minutes long. I think he gets all his cupboard out and whatever's underneath his bed, apparently. Which could be, if he picks up wrong thing, could be a little bit embarrassing, really. So, yeah, we will start with Bill.
Well, I am on the Arbiter, all right? That part we're just going to get out of the way. So the tank's always the Arbiter, the mod changes. The Valerian with the Arbiter. The Gur with the Arbiter. And the evil dildo with the Arbiter.
Was that from underneath Pugs' bed? The evil dildo?
He found the boy under his bed over there.
No, it wasn't under Pug's bed because it's clean.
Yeah, and I think Pugs has a nefarious dildo. Just think so.
I will pass it to Liam since you're well rested after reading all those names.
Yeah, tonight I am on the V-Stick in 530 with the profile 1.5 on top. And in that, I am vaping on some peanut butter ice cream. I also have I always forget what, the Vupu, Vupu X217 with the Steam Crave Aromamizer V2.
You do know it says Vupu on the other side of it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. No, I do. Cheers, Benny. And in that, I am vaping on some Cup for Nuts, which is Reese's Pieces mix.
Benny would love that. He likes Reese's.
And over to Graham.
Okay, I'm not on very much at the moment. I'm just on the Aegis Legend with the Creme Hill 2 tank, sub-ohm tank, with some NYX Blue in there. The coils that I got they work out about £1.30 from UK vape clearance. So I'm going to be using that quite a lot now because I just feel lazy and I don't want to re-wick stuff.
To be fair, I messed up with that. When I bought my kit, do you know when I bought the, what is it? The
Geek Vape.
Aegis Max, and I bought the Geek Vape Obelix. I should have got that cream hill because this Obelix is shit. It leaks like a bitch and you can't fill it up. It just fucking pisses out all over the place. So I fucked up, really. For the same price, I could have got that Cream Hill. So
imagine that. Benny got something that
coils
don't work
for years. Right. And I've got the guy with the barrage on top, and I've just re-whiffed that because I fancy doing some mixing today. So it's clean cotton and stuff, and I'll pass it over to Tim.
I've got the Aegis Legend too. I noticed you have your skin on there too, Graham, with the Pyro V3 on top, and that's got that strawberry peanut butter rippled ice cream I just made.
Oh.
Yep. And then
One front, one behind.
and I got the Gruss with a goon on top, and that's got the sour blood orange, all cult flavors, so you won't want these.
It's a cult. It's a cult.
And that is it. So I'll pass it over to Benny.
Thank you very much. So I'm on the Aegis Max with the leaky Obelix, which is shite. Cracking coil, but it just fucking leaks everywhere every time I fill it up. I'm on that. I'm also on the Arbiter Solo with the Aegis Solar, and inside that I've got a little bit of just Ry4 and some vanilla extra because I ran out of Ry4. And I've got to wait because I don't get paid till yet, so I can't afford all else. And I've also got this little bad boy, which is the new E-Leaf new Elf Bar FB 1000, I think it's called. Little removable coil pod kit. Been using that. I've got a review coming up for that, so I've been using that to test it out. Pick that up during the week, so that's all right. So that was my money for Ry4 went on this.
Yeah, that was one of those deals from this week.
Yes, yeah. So I'll pick that up. So yeah. As you might have seen by the title, we're not gonna dwell on it. We're just gonna have a little chat about some Ry4s. Ry4s. Just have a little bit of chat and see what people think. Just what people think in chat, because I've noticed that a lot of companies now are bringing out some tobacco juices. Zeus have just brought their new line out of tobacco juices. So I just want to know what people actually think in chat about tobacco juices, and which one we've tried and what we've thought of them. Craig D has put in that we've got the ease on the new Nom Noms one, Ryan Reserve. Very nice. Try it, Benny. I know you like it, chefs. You'll like this one. I will have to try that one. Isn't that Ryan? Isn't that what it's named after? Ry4? Isn't it Ryan U or something?
Yeah, Ryu.
I've had
yeah.
one of those Zeus Juice range, the tobacco range. I got sent it. I can't remember who sent it to me, but I got sent the range, and I think that the vanilla one was nice. And there was another one which was nice, but the other four, I was a bit like, especially the menthol one. But they just had the numbers on the front. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
and I couldn't work out. Like, what the hell is this? It's Mapley. But I went onto the site. I went, oh no, it's not Mapley.
Maybelline. So yeah, I just want to know what everybody thinks. Scuba's saying that the Peacemaker still hasn't leaked.
Mine made it through, was it 4 tanks? And it was doing fantastic. And then all of a sudden,
Don't you have to put a lot of cotton in that though? The more cotton, the
yeah,
better.
but I mean, it wasn't. Like I said, I did probably 4 tanks on it over the course of 3 or 4 days, and it was doing fine. And then got up and hit it a couple times, filled it, and the next thing I know, it was everywhere. It was like Chicken Man, Chicken Man. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Walk, walk,
So replacing
walk.
replacing his 70-30 mix with a 70-30 reverse mix was a good idea there, Benny.
Yeah.
Might have been, but no, it has a tendency to do that to you every now and then. You're just kind of vaping along on it, and it's doing fine, just waiting, sitting there, rubbing its little coils together in a sinister way,
Just you wait, I'll get you
Yes.
next time.
And your little dog too.
My case has 3 Ry4 juices mixed. 1 is crap, 1 is so-so, and 1 is not bad. Fee says, I don't like tobacco myself, but mix it for my husband. And Swanthing said, I tried a tobacco juice last week, hated it. And Pugsy saying, is this the Peacemaker XL you're on about?
Yes, it's the Peacemaker XL. Yes.
Yes. £18 over at UK clearance at the moment. Is that
It's a really, I'll tell you what, if when you hit it and get the flavor on it, it is a flavor banger, really good flavor. But if you wick it just slightly off kilter, it will make you pay. Yeah.
Muglet saying vaping wolf now. Vaping wolf wheelers Wolfwood recipe. Bloody hell! Say that when you're pissed.
Wolf Wheeler's Wolfwood recipe right now.
It uses FLV Arabian. It's a good mix and sweeter than I imagine without using sweetener. Grady says, Ry4 will always be a favourite for smoker switching. I enjoy them too. I enjoy any tobaccos, mind you, natural, synthetic, fruity, bakies, etc. Tobacco is all I vape, really. Pugsy saying he has no issues at all with that tank.
Yeah, that's not exactly how he said it. Well, he did it first, but the second line is an important one.
Great tank.
Yeah.
Great tank.
He says you're clearly all doing something wrong, I think.
You're clearly all geniuses or something.
That's what I heard. I read the same.
So yeah, just Ry4. Like I said, everybody's bringing them out. Ry4. I like Macca's Ry4, which is natural extracted tobacco mixed with some vanilla and everything from Juice Cabin. Also, I've had some from Best Sig Liquid. They're not too bad. A little bit lighter on flavour, but they're all right if you want to go over. He has deals on there all time, so go over and try some of them. But I just wondered, because Ry4 or a tobacco can go with anything. Really, can't it? Do you know what I mean? It can go. It plays well with other things.
No.
Do you not like them at
It
all?
kills the taste of anything to me. I mean, I can't get past the tobacco flavor to put it with anything else.
Bill only had in a Ry4, wasn't it? That's the one that you had.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I had like 2 or 3 different ones. I had, what was it? I had an Inawera Ry4, and then I had the Ry4 Pro or whatever it was called. Yeah. And
back to golf.
I don't know. It had some other name on the end of it. I don't remember what it was. Like I said, I basically just gave it all away because I tried to mix it, and then I tried to cut it way down in a recipe and mix it. And I can't get on with that flavor. It's just not something my taste buds like. It's not saying that, there's a ton of flavors I don't like that people like. And it just happens to be one that doesn't suit my taste buds is all.
Not vanilla or nut. So, it's out already.
Well, I tried putting it with vanilla and nuts and a bunch of other stuff, but I couldn't kill it. It's
right. It's just strange that, isn't it? Because, like I say, a lot of people, when they first start vaping, say, I don't want a tobacco. Because they're scared of going back to smoking because of that tobacco flavour. But I'm like, well, it doesn't taste like a cigarette, does it? Do you know what I mean? It's not.
No, it tastes like tobacco.
I think that's the main thing. As soon as people see tobacco, they think cigarettes, and I don't want anything tasting the way a cigarette did, because that will push me back onto them again. But yeah, they taste absolutely nothing like an actual burning cigarette. Some of them, like the Flavor Out 7 Leaves, smell more like the dry tobacco. But 7 Leaves actually smells like, when you first open a pack of amber leaf.
Yes.
Rolling tobacco. It actually smells like that.
Yeah.
And that's also how it tastes. But it's as if you grab that tobacco and just put it in your mouth without lighting it or anything. So I think that's what puts people off. It's the fact that they don't want it tasting like a cigarette, and to get a lot of the tobacco flavors that we use to taste like an actual cigarette takes a lot of work.
Yeah,
we get some people into our local shops, so the local shop that are looking for something that tastes like a tobacco because they want to transition as easy as possible.
Yeah.
But see, I don't think that transitions though, because like you said, the tobacco flavors don't taste like smoke that you were getting here. No. What it reminds me of
the actual tobacco, like if you took it out of the cigarette and put it in your mouth, maybe something like that.
Yeah, what it reminds me of when I was a kid, we used to grow tobacco and you'd be in the stripping room stripping tobacco. So you're pulling them damn leaves off and you're separating them and you're tying them in hands. and you're putting them to basically take to market to sell. And that smell and that everything else that was in that little room with that damn little heater cranking up there while you were sitting in there doing it, it reminds me of that. And that's probably what it is, because I hated that. And Dad would be just down there with a whip. Come on, faster.
That explains why Bill has an aversion to tobaccos. Okay, now we understand.
Yeah, but it does. It has that flavor of that smell that was in that room.
On a related note, whips and chains excite him. But
yeah, right. They do. I mean, that part has carried over into the later in life, but the tobacco part, no, scares me. It brings back bad memories.
Craig D says, at the moment I'm working on apple tobacco, keeping it simple through making it tobacco forward with apple notes. Most commercial apple tobaccos all taste like an apple, which is right. I think a lot of it, they use it as an accent rather than a forward note, don't they? Do you know what I mean? It's just a slight hint of it, unless you get an Ry4 that's as an Ry4, then that's usually forward, but everything else is mixed as in a back note rather than a forward note, you know. And I think that's where you sort of get that, some people get that off taste to it, or it doesn't taste like a tobacco at all.
Well, I went down the tobacco rabbit hole, and I bought virtually everything that Flavora has, the Arabica, the Burley, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then they all appeared, and I just looked at them and I went, I have no idea what the difference between any of these is, because all I had was cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I've got in front of me.
Yeah, a lot of them will be either slightly different leaves or a blend of a couple of different tobacco leaves. Yeah, like Connecticut Shade, Burley. But they'll have a slight blend of those. With Turkish, you generally find it's got a little bit of a clove to it as well.
Yeah, the Turkish one is the thing.
The Turkish is the most like tobacco for the Flavora ones.
Yeah, they normally when they're like Arabian or Turkish, it's generally they've got another little additive in there which puts it more towards the tobacco of that region. So, like I said, I think it's the Arabian actually has got the Arabian. I tasted clove in. The Turkish actually.
Did it smell like camel shit?
No, the Turkish I actually had a little note of like a rose water to it. So they were actually quite pleasant. But when you're going to be using them in recipes, I tend to look at them as like a savory additive.
Yes. Yeah.
And the easiest one to use in desserts, things like that, is the Ry4, because it's got the caramel and the vanilla to it as well, which helps bridge that gap a little bit. Some of them like Flavora Red Burley, it's a really, really pleasant flavor on its own, and that one also lends itself really well to desserts as well. It hasn't actually got any vanilla or caramel notes to it, but for some reason it just seems to work really, really well with most things that you throw at it.
Yeah, I found that the Glory was the only one I really have liked so far. That was it. Used it in place of a peanut, and it worked. And then it kind of gets that, as it steeps, it gets a little bit more of that tobacco, but it's not like right in your face. It's like this little hint of tobacco.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what a lot of them do when they say it's tobacco in. It's just a hint of it. It's not a full-on tobacco sort of thing. Muglet stayed away from tobacco vapes for 7 years because he wanted to satay? Stay as far away from smokes as I could get, including the flavour. I tried a few tobacco mixes last year and found I actually like them. And then he said, going down, jumps right down at the bottom now. He says, Jen Jarvis, Butter Ry4 is my favourite with Fear's Abula coming in close second out of about 15 to 20 mixes. Butter Ry4 is FLV and only 1.4 total flavouring. That's what he's saying. And Craig D says, natural extractor is taste and smell of unburnt fresh tobacco. Think of the smell of a cig or fresh pouch of tobacco. That's how Nets is, yeah. If you do want to try it, I would definitely recommend a net tobacco if you want to see... You know, if you did like that smell and taste, I think net tobaccos far outweigh the chemical blend ones. Do you know what
He
I mean?
says, try FLV figs. All I smell is tobacco.
I asked this question on Facebook. Why does it?
Why does it
Why
taste
are
better?
nets superior, or can you get the concentrates?
No, I don't think you can, because you get more of an earthy sort of taste to it. You know, like the sort of. It's really hard to explain. When you're doing a net tobacco and you taste that, it's more of the earth sort of, and you know, like a
Dirt. Say it.
yes,
Danny. It
the
tastes
dirt.
like
Yeah,
dirt.
it's like a, but it gives you more of a taste. It's more of a stronger taste than you do get, rather than sort of a chemically taste. It's more of a Russians are in, right. Close the borders. Close the borders.
I think it.
Putin, take your men back.
I think it comes down to more on when you're getting the artificial ones. It's obviously down to how the particular chemist that's making that mix tastes it. Whereas when you get the naturally extracted, you are getting when you're using the naturally extracted ones, you are actually getting the proper thing. It's not just something that somebody thought that tastes like Connecticut shade.
Not like hospitals, then.
Not like hospitals.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Graham.
Scuba saying who hit the mic and it went a bit boom. It could have been me. I don't know. I didn't hear it out. But he said someone hit a mic and it went boom. Shake, shake, shake the room. So,
It was probably at his
Micers
house.
at the house. We got some strong winds here right now. It's kind of shaking walls.
yeah, Craig D saying nets are more delicate in flavour. That's why people who vape synthetic tobaccos find nets to be muted. I just find that it's more of a rounded flavour on it. It doesn't sort of, if you put other flavours with it, like I've had the Ry4, Macca's Ry4, he put vanilla in it and that, it just tasted a lot different than a normal Ry4. It's not as sharp, it's not as in your face, you haven't got a taste to it. It's more of it's more smoother. You know.
And that's the other thing with Ry4s as well. There's lots of them out there, and each one is different. Even though an Ry4 is tobacco, vanilla, and caramel, every brand seems to have their own take on what an Ry4 should taste like. Some of them are more tobacco heavy, some of them are more caramel heavy, some of them are more vanilla heavy. And then you've got the Ry4 doubles then. So, like the TFA Ry4 double, compare that to the jungle flavors one.
That's the one that I had was a double, not the pro.
And they're different. The TFA Ry4 seems to be a little bit heavier on Ry4 double, seems to be a little heavier on the caramel.
Yeah, I like that. I like double.
But that caramel has also got the way I describe it is like a dirty caramel, where it's being dirtied up with the tobacco. Whereas the Ry4 double from Jungle Flavors seems to be a little bit cleaner on the caramel side.
Yeah, in this one they've got one-on-ones Ry4 VG in that. And it is a little bit heavier on the dirtier side rather than the. Do you know what I mean? It's stronger. It's got a stronger taste to it than what the double has. I prefer the double over that, but I couldn't find my double. To be fair, Tatanka seems to be Mowgli Vape saying Fears Buffalo Burlington is very good. The one uses FLV Tatanka. Tatanka means buffalo, aka bison, in Lakota language. You dirty caramel. You dirty, dirty caramel. So, yeah, it seems to be like it's a mix. I think people are, and I think, like I say, a lot more people are, because they're doing mouth to lungs, are starting to go back to tobaccos.
Yeah, because they already had the mouthfeel of a cigarette that restricted. So they want especially the people that are the new people who are still getting switch over. They do tend to try and start with a tobacco first, thinking, "Oh, I'll just use that instead of a cigarette."
That's what my brother did when he got off cigarettes, moved over to vaping. Just had tobacco flavors, and now he said vaping wasn't for him because he kept on going back to the cigarettes. I kept on telling him, "Listen, I've got juice. Have some juice."
Yeah. And you think that's the thing? If you get onto something that you like as a fruit, to get your taste buds going and get everything back to how it was. And then as you go along, then get to where you are now and think, oh, I quite fancy a tobacco. Because sometimes you do. With cigars, I used to do cigars, and sometimes I want that taste and think, I still want that taste of a cigar. Do you know what I mean?
Cigar or pipe tobacco is a different experience, and it's similar to the Ry4. You never, they have so many different flavors. To them.
Yeah. You know, Swamp Thing says my Camel's got the hump. Camel cigarettes smell like shit.
Yes, especially and they tasted like shit too, especially the non-filters.
I don't know anybody could smell. Get some Camels out. Like, no, it's got Camel shit in it. Get rid of it.
I used to know someone that smoked exclusively unfiltered woodbines.
Woodbines.
No,
My uncle still
not the top of your head.
would go with the unfiltered Camels if he had an opportunity.
I
don't
did
think they're
Camels
available
for a
anymore.
long time. I didn't do the unfiltered version, but I did Camels. But you know that they had the unfiltered was Pall Mall, Camel. Basically, mostly those two. If you were done unfiltered, was later on.
Everybody remember being a teen and taking a cigarette from someone? That was the one you had to be real desperate to take one of his.
Yeah. So Bill's a Camel shit smoker.
I did for a long. Then I basically started DIYing. You know, I made my own for the last probably 5-6 years I smoked. I made my own.
Just so we know, how many Camels did you have to buy for that?
I didn't have to, actually I had a couple out in the backyard still left over, planted. You got the seeds out of the ones where I'd bought before, and I just planted the seeds.
Had a nice pile of manure there ready to go. Okay.
Yeah.
You could tell they were there because you just, once the humps got so big, you just dug them up, So,
Yeah.
Hey, just dig them up on Wednesdays. Only on Wednesdays, though.
yeah.
I think the tobacco flavors lend themselves really well to the mouth salon, more so than fruits and desserts, especially for people that are transitioning from cigarettes, mainly because they seem to carry that throat hit that little bit better with the extra nicotine. It gives you what you expect when you transition from cigarettes to vaping. You want that throat hit.
Yeah, that and the menthol for the same reason. A lot of them like the menthol.
Yeah. And whereas you vape a fruit with the throat hit, that's harsh.
Yes.
But you vape a tobacco with a throat hit, you expect it because it's tobacco.
Yeah. It was what is it put on? Graham says, was it Hang Seng who started the RY thing? Yes, it was Hang Seng. It wasn't Jakang, it was a Hang Seng that fitted it. I've never tried that Hang Seng's RY4. Has anybody tried the Hang Seng's one?
No, I know they're supposed to be really good.
Yeah. Well, Mogilvate's put on that one of his clients has been doing RY1 from Hang Seng, 2.8 to 3% exclusive of 6 years. Most accurate American ciggy flavour, in his opinion. So yeah,
nobody has tried it, so we can't.
No, I haven't. No, I keep meaning to pick some up, but it's really hard. Hang Seng flavours sometimes are really hard to pick up.
Yeah, there was only one or two places in the UK that were selling them.
Yeah.
But even then, the supply seemed to be very sparse. I'm not sure whether that was because they had to order from China, so I had to make it worth their while to order enough stock for the shipping.
Yeah.
Or whether it was just hard for them to get hold of full stop.
Pugs has tried it. He said it was nice. It was first one he bought. And Craig D says Hang Seng tobacco concentrates are great. So
I thought that was Frosted Flakes.
They're great. Sonic Tiger.
Yeah.
I preferred tell us about the honey, mummy. So
I was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. No,
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We had a monkey for Cocoa Pops.
I don't know whether it was a monkey or not, but he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I do know that.
Yeah. That was a bird.
Right. Yeah, we had a monkey that used to do Cocoa Pops, didn't he? Yeah, they were great. Apparently, rich people had senior service.
I don't know. Mike Haynes said senior service used to be supplied on Navy ships. That's why it's called senior service. So sounds like. But that's the thing is when I was in the Navy, they did used to issue in the cigarettes. They gave you 2 cigarettes,
Right?
Yep.
What just said, here you go, there's 2 cigarettes. Do what you want.
You'd get the little thing that had your meals in it, like your
Ration.
cans, your rations, your sea rations. And then that little box, there would be a little can of like eggs or a little can of, some kind of meat, mystery meat. And then there'd be a little pack with 2 cigarettes in it.
Yeah, I believe they used to do that in the army as well.
Over there,
You know
they
what that was,
just give
Bill?
them
There was a reason for that. It's to make the food taste tolerable.
Yeah.
If you're smoking a cigarette, you can't really taste the food. So
Yeah, dull your taste buds.
dull your taste buds. Smoke them first, real fast before you eat.
Yeah, over there they used to give them rum in Navy. That's why it's called Lamb's Navy rum.
Yeah.
But want that I think that was to stop scurvy and that lot, wasn't it? That you used to give them rum so they didn't get scurvy on ships.
Yeah, scurvy sucked. I remember it. Rickets and scurvy. God,
What, that in 1800s on sailing ships?
yeah.
I
Pirate ship pull up next to you. All right.
I was going to
Bill
say,
lost
I
a few
expect.
friends that way.
Yeah, I expect chasing
damn.
Blackbeard down was hard work, was it?
Captain on the ship running around with that freaking peg leg. I hated that guy.
It's all right. We had Captain Birdseye here.
You have one of those hollow legs with the rum in it, though. That'd be
Yeah.
okay.
Mogamate says we stole a carton of unfiltered Lucky Strikes off someone's dashboard in the mall parking lot when we were kids. My friends gave me theirs because free's my favourite kind. Lucky's are gross though.
Yeah.
Used to smoke my buddies' moms, and they were called Kents. And
My mother was a Cools person. So yeah, that was another one I tried to avoid taking.
Yeah. Graham saying Hanson's do a great cream concentrate. Have you tried any of it? Hanson's concentrates at all?
No.
No.
I've tried their Baileys or their Irish cream, and it was okay. It was like a lot of the other Irish creams we got. There was more cream than Irish.
Everybody seems to rave about their Italian ice cream.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that seems to be a favourite.
Yeah, Pugs is saying that Italian cream is glorious.
Yeah, it's always sold out though. Every time you go to try and get it, it's always sold out. So you have to put, especially with chefs, you have to put your notification in. As soon as it comes in, it's out the next day.
Right.
So no one buys it anymore because it's always sold out.
Just while we're on about chefs as well, if you do want to see another mystery box, Mick from Late Night Vape Show did buy a mystery box. So go over, see. He got some quite good flavours in that. Did you see? Have you seen that yet?
It depends. If you talk to Mick,
Dave Lloyd.
yeah,
He got melons, same as me. He got a couple of melons.
yeah, he got quite a few coconuts. He got a lot of coconut, and he got a cactus apple.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
No,
Like a big bottle of cactus apple and a little bottle of cactus apple. And I don't want to ruin it all. I don't want to kill the ending. So if you haven't already seen it,
Right, I'm going to see if I can make an Ry4.
All right, then. Well, you'll make an IY4 while you're on there. Dave Lloyd, you all right, my friend?
I actually did my homework, by the way.
All right, yeah, go on then. So we're going to just talk about Bill.
It's in the Arbiter.
Yeah, just
Imagine
while so go over and have a look at Mixville. Just while you're on as well, he put in, and I want to try this. He put in that Benny Vapes sent me, and they put a note back saying that was nice of him. So if you are ordering from chefs, just drop a message in the notes and say Benny Vapes sent me.
Benny Vapes sent me. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
because
gonna see what happens.
Yeah,
This
we
is
just want to
a
see if you
test.
get a reply from them, because the simple reason is we have messaged them about trying to get sponsorship and that lot from them, and they never got back to us. So if the more people put Benny Vape sent us, they may just decide that, oh yeah, it's
You
a good
never know.
idea.
They may actually look and say, "Who is this Benny Vapes woman?" That's.
I'll make it. Wow. That car sounded like a shot a gun at me. Backfired out there. Now I'm gonna try that Turkish tobacco and try and see if I can get something I actually like out of it. I highly doubt this is gonna work out well in my favor. But.
Yeah, Fee saying French vanilla ice cream and Italian cream is really, really nice, and the caramel toffee as well. So, Bill, your homework for last week. was strawberry, wasn't it?
Well, it was not actually, well, it had strawberry in it. What I had to put in was I had to put in the melty caramel.
Yes.
So what I ended up making was, I'll share it here if I can pull it up.
Yeah, Graham said, yep, team free shit, not wrong with that.
What I made was I made something that's got 823 flavors in it at the time.
Yeah. McGoofer saying watermelon Ry4, very good vape.
All right. Basically, it's a strawberry parafat with caramel, drizzled across the top. And in there, they always say you have to put in a quick description. And basically, they won't let you go down through and do the rest until you put something in there. So I put quick is difficult to describe. So that way, because I thought they wanted me to describe quick.
Live Lounge?
It's got an aware of biscuit at 0.75, crumble topping at 1.5, melty caramel, which I had to put in at 0.75, strawberry jam 1-on-1, 1.75, strawberry sweet jungle flavors 1.75, a little bit of super sweet, vanilla custard Capella 1.5, vanilla ice cream liquid barn, Benny's favorite at 3, walnut at 1, and whipped cream Wonder Flavors at 0.75 because it was a parafat. It was supposed to have a little bit of ice cream and some whipped cream on top. And then I wanted to drizzle a little caramel around the top. I let it steep for about a week or so before I tried it the first time. And it was strong strawberry at that time. And then obviously as time goes on and what happens with strawberries, sometimes they kind of fade a little bit and they kind of drifted down on me. The bakery started coming in a little more. I was getting kind of a half off note on it. And I thought it might've been the melty caramel because that's one of the few things that were in there that I hadn't tried. That went away after about 10 days. And now it's been 2 weeks and the strawberries bumped back up.
Right.
And basically, I've kind of got like a strawberry with the bakery flavor in. The caramel's non-existent, and my walnut hasn't come in yet. But walnut usually takes about 3 weeks to really pop in for me. Yeah, but it's actually not bad. I vaped that much of that bottle on it, so it's not going to bust into my top 2, but. I said, it's vapable. I can probably, I'm not sure. I'm saying I might be able to make it through that bottle. It's 100 ml bottle. So if I can vape 100 ml of it, then that means it's not too bad. But
yeah.
It's not something that I can vape all day. It's rich tasting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's one of those where you vape it for a couple hours and you're like, I gotta have a break from this.
It gets a bit too much.
Coating your tongue and your mouth, and so. But it didn't come out too bad.
Hip Hop, you all right, mate? Mr. Daytime Frank saying Bill lost his nuts. Not he put walnuts in that.
Yeah.
I hope DJ, you all right? Oh dear. So what else we got in? Magoofer's putting that TFA Ry4 double TFA watermelon just go well with vanilla. And so a little bit of watermelon tobacco works well. I just think that Ry4 just backs up a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a really versatile flavour, and it depends on, as I said earlier, it depends on what flavour house you actually use the Ry4 from. If you
or which version. Some of the flavor houses have multiple versions of Ry4.
Yeah, I mean, flavor their Ry4 is quite nice, but a little light. But they've also got an Ry4 Nutzilla. So it's Ry4 and nuts.
That one, I don't like nuts in a vape. Bill might like that.
I don't like Ry4 in a vape, so Benny and I couldn't vape that.
I find their Soho quite Ry4 like as well.
That's just in London. It's in town centre. You can get some good deals there.
Maybe Benny, you and I could get a tank and put 2 straws in it, and you vape out on the Ry4 side, and I vape out on the nut side.
Jungle Flavors have got a really good Ry4 and Ry4 double as well. Same as TFA. As I said earlier, the TFA one is a little heavier on the dirty caramel than the jungle flavors. Some of the Mullenberry tobacco offerings
Just
are pretty
use
good
that
as well.
one. The Holy Holy.
Yeah, Holy RY4 is good from DIYFS.
Is that more vanilla than, because they did the Holy Vanilla? I'm just wondering if it will mix of their vanilla and.
It's closer to the jungle flavors RY4 double
Right.
than than any of the other RY4s out there. In that it has got a really nice vanilla to it, which is probably the Holy Vanilla, and which is probably why they had to reformulate. Because if you notice, when Holy Vanilla went, they then released the Holy Grail RY4 2.
I
Right.
think some of the terminology with RY4s is confusing because you're trying to figure out what is actually higher. When you were talking earlier, the way you were talking, RY4 double was like, instead of doubling the tobacco, they kind of popped the caramel or the vanilla up rather than the tobacco. But I think the perception is if you get RY4 double, that it's got double the tobacco flavor and less of the other.
Yeah,
That would be what you would think.
Yeah,
by
yeah,
that.
yes.
Some people think that it's also double concentrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think the
Yeah.
perception on RY4 sometimes gets a little off because one thing is I don't ever remember an RY1 or an RY2 or an RY3. So, it's like, were those first three versions just not any good and they just threw them out and started with
It's
4?
like Craig said in chat earlier, Hankson have actually got RY1 through to about RY7, I think.
Yeah, I think there's
Which
7.
one's
isn't there?
strongest? 1?
And one is heavier on the tobacco. So
Okay.
the further you move along, the less tobacco is in there and the sweeter it gets.
And see, it would seem the opposite, I guess. If you're a consumer, you probably think an RY8 is twice as strong as an RY4.
Yeah.
It just
That would make sense, Bill. 100%.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
would
a double.
think.
You would expect to be double the tobacco flavoring.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that's what you'd think it would be, wouldn't it? But I don't think it sort of goes that way. I don't know.
Yeah, the higher the RY number, the lower the tobacco, the more
so it's the opposite of what most people think.
The more the other notes, other notes are in there, and the sweeter it actually is.
So they should really call it RY double caramel, or something of that nature, and then it would, probably make more people say, "Oh, okay."
I'll try
again,
that.
But
Double
again,
caramel RY4, yeah.
again though, the jungle flavors RY4 double doesn't seem to have doubled up on the caramel. It seems to have increased the tobacco.
Yeah, well, there we go.
It's each flavor house seems to have, as long as they follow the general rule of an RY4 is tobacco, vanilla, and caramel, so it's got that sweetness in there.
Yeah.
Then they decide then where they're actually going to put the tobacco in that actual flavor, whether they're going to be heavier on the tobacco or heavier on the caramel, heavier on the vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which is the same way with any other flavor if you really get down to it, because every company that makes the flavor determines how strong they want that flavor to be. Flavora has a tendency to crank their flavor up and stuff, and other places put out a similar thing and don't necessarily crank it up as high.
Yeah.
John, all right, proper coils. It's strange that, isn't it? With different, each one has a set flavourings, don't they? So you have like strawberries, watermelons, melons, grape, fruits, custards. They all taste totally different.
Yeah, now to muddy the waters a little bit more, I believe Inawera have a tobacco absolute, which
Has that got, what is it? Is that vodka?
Vodka.
No,
yeah,
no,
that's what I was thinking too.
from my understanding, it's a blend of net and artificial.
Right.
So it doesn't have as much
That's
dirt.
from what Yeah, that's from what I understand. Quite a few of the innerwear tobaccos were actually tobacco absolutes, so they actually had that blend of net and artificial. So again, those flavors would be completely different to anything else put out because of that blend.
I feel kind of bad here with this mix because I use cult flavors, but yet I think Benny would enjoy this mix.
All right, what have you? Tell us what we've done. Evening, ABC, Kieran, you all right, mate? Swamp
I
Thing
made a
said
plum
wood.
tobacco brandy. Made a
Oh,
plum
that
tobacco
sounds
brandy.
interesting. Yeah. Swamp Thing saying, would RY4 go with a jam? And Magoover saying, maybe with a grape jam. I don't think it'd go with a strawberry, would it? It'd have to be something a bit more tartar, wouldn't it? I would have thought.
I'd lean more towards the darker sort of berries.
Yeah.
When blending with the tobacco, because
Apricot.
Apricot. I did a peach. I did a peach one. I did
Apricot and peach goes really, really well with caramels.
How about blackberry? That's a darker berry.
Blackberries go really well with tobaccos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to show what? Have you got the recipe there?
Yeah, I can
Tim?
show it.
Yeah,
I can
show it
show
off,
it.
mate.
Yeah, the
I'm
thing
finding
on the
right
recipes,
now-
by the way,
I'm finding
Benny,
right now
while
is
he's
definitely
finding it.
tobacco's there. Okay, so it's a plum tobacco brandy. I used brandy VSO at 2%, cashew VSO at 1%, plum
Yeah.
VSO at 1%, and then the Turkish tobacco from Flavor at 1%. And
See,
that
now-
tobacco is present at 1%.
Yeah.
See that
But
that's
that would be
almost
like I was just thinking, like if you always you think of a tobacco room or a cigar room where you smoke a cigar, usually a glass of brandy there if you're sitting
Yeah,
back
yeah.
there. So I was thinking, give you that whole experience because they pair good together.
Yeah.
yeah.
A plum
it's
brandy.
almost- It's almost a classic. It's almost a classic pairing that one. The tobacco with a little dash of alcohol, a dark fruit,
And the cashew
then
kind of tastes
a
like
little
a
bit of nut.
cherry.
and
A
then
little bit of
that
still
little bit of nut because acetylpyrazine, the additive, works really well with tobaccos to actually bring out the nuttiness in the tobaccos.
Yeah, but cashew kind of has a cherry taste to it also.
Yeah, which will pair well with the brandy. That's why I wanted the
Yeah.
cashew.
Bless you.
Bless you. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and Benny, all of the flavor companies that mix the stuff that all tastes different. If you think about it, everybody's grandmother makes the same dish, but your grandmother makes that dish that doesn't taste like somebody else's grandmother
Yes.
that doesn't taste like
Oh,
somebody
Yeah.
you mean
else.
like my
So it's
grandmother's
all the
macaroni
same
and
kind of
cheese
thing.
that had no cheese in it?
Yeah.
She used cream of mushroom soup mix instead,
Yeah.
and just a layer of cheese on top. There's no cheese in the actual filling. It was just
Oh, in
cream
the
of mushroom.
sauce, there's no choice. It's just
Yeah,
sprinkled
but
on
it was-
top.
But everybody loved it. But it was not. It was different than anybody else mac and cheese.
We
'cause it's
make
not mac and cheese.
I make that now, but then basically what we do is we take the macaroni with the cream of mushroom and then put like tuna in it, and then put a cheese over the top and
So
make
like
that
a
into
tuna
kind of
casserole.
like a tuna casserole. But you could call it a macaroni and cheese with tuna.
Yeah.
Greg D is saying that tobacco goes well with fresh strawberry, but he's not too sure about jammy strawberry.
Yeah. And Pugsy saying apple flavour. Magoover saying it goes well with an apple. Pugsy saying a nice cherry tobacco, hard to get right though. Cherry vanilla tobacco. That sounds nice as cherry vanilla tobacco. That'd be
That was actually.
quite nice with that one.
But-
But yeah.
It's hard to get a good cherry flavor, honestly.
Yes.
Well, if you get an almond, you got a cherry flavor. That's the only one I've ever
Yeah, that's the
seen.
only one that works for.
Well, actually,
both.
I know a nice Delta 8 that's got a good cherry flavor to it.
If Bill says he's cherried, it has nothing to do with this.
Kieran saying RY4 and bourbon is good, but that's still going with that alcohol flavour with your RY4, isn't it?
Yep.
Greg D says plum raisin tobacco with rum from Culture Rope or Rope Cut, whatever it's called, is very nice. I don't know which cut rope cut. Don't know. Must be a brand.
This definitely reminds me of like a pipe tobacco.
Yeah, Fee says she's made a tobacco recipe for quite a few people called lockdown tobacco.
All right, and what is that a public recipe? Or are you keeping that to yourself, Fee, or Can you let us know what's in? Mowgli's put in Fears Casablanca. Casablanca
Casablanca
is a two-banger.
Yeah, Ben
Black
Blanc.
cherry for pipe and Inawera for pipe. Very good quick mix. Do you know, right? You can't get that black. So black for pipe. I when DIY and Die used to do the show where they had few people on, they always used to rave on about Inawera for pipe. You can't get that for love nor money here. Black for pipe.
I think I know why.
Why?
Because it's got the name pipe in it. It was hard for retailers to actually stock because they get PayPal and everybody trying to cut them off. This is before PayPal cut everybody off, but they were trying to cut them off because it's got for pipe on there, so therefore it must be a pipe tobacco, not actually an artificial flavour. So I think that was probably the problem with us getting it here.
Right, yeah, because I looked everywhere for it.
V said that recipe's on the LR called Lockdown.
Do you want to have a look for that?
Yeah.
Liam?
Yep.
Okay, shall I show you mine?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
No, I don't want to see yours, Graham.
All right. Kieran's saying that will be Dark 30 by Rope Cut. Would that cherry one?
Okay, so I've used Holy Grail Ry4. It's my favourite Ry4 out of all of them. I've got the jungle flavours somewhere, but I can't find it. And I normally have the jungle flavours and the Holy Grail at a 2% mix. So I decided to go with the butterscotch with butterscotch cream. I've added some nuts in. That's normally used around about 2%, but I only want a slight accent. And Go Nuts is a mixture of...
Do you want Welsh or do you want Yorkshire or did you want Scouse?
Scouse what?
Accent.
I'm really not with it today. So I've got Shisha vanilla at 0.75 just to bring the vanilla, and I wanted to bring some kind of coffee chocolatey notes to it. Overall, it tastes a little bit bitter at the moment. That might smooth out after a while, and I think the bitterness is from the smooth cappuccino cream, but I don't normally get bitter.
It's probably the coffee mixing with the tobacco that's giving you the bitter.
Yeah. Well, I'll see what happens in a couple of weeks because tobaccos do take a while to steep. That might steep out, but if not, I might probably just drop that back down to 0.75 because there is a bitterness there at the end.
It'd be no good for me because I don't like coffee, so that's me out window.
Well, I'm not really using it for the coffee. I'm using it to bring out the nutty notes.
I'd still taste. I don't like I say, I don't like nuts in a vape, and I definitely don't like coffee in a vape. So that'd be me down all with that. Craig DC's whiskey and tobacco very good, especially Drake's Net one. Williams whiskey, Basma tobacco and whiskey. McGuffey says Burley and Virginia's laid with notes of creamy vanilla, honey and caramel. And Craig D says, I need to try the newest one, a whiskey net from Juice Cabin. I'll have to have a word with that one and see if I can pick that up.
I got Fee's recipe. I thought I made a mistake by typing in lockdown in the search term because I was expecting tons of recipes with that in there. There's 8.
Oh, right. So, people are busy doing the gardens. That's what it was.
So I got Lockdown Tobacco by Fee, which is 7 Leaves Ultimate at 0.1%. Amphora by Inawera at 0.5%. Red Burley by Flavora at 0.75. Ry4 Double from TFA at 0.25. And Western Cowboy by TFA at 2%.
Right. So it's a full-on tobacco, that then, isn't it?
It's a full-on tobacco, yeah. It looks quite pleasant, though.
Mm.
That might be almost cigarette-like, because I believe that Amphora has got a little bit of ashy. There's got some ashy notes to it.
Right. Don't think I fancy that, an ashy note, to be fair.
I don't hate this. This is what's sad. I expected to hate this, but I don't hate it.
So you don't mind an assy note?
An acid, or
It really does. Like if you've ever walked into one of those places where they brand like a parlor or something like that, where they have the brandy and a smoke shop or something in the back, if they have the alcohol available, it actually really tastes like you're drinking a brandy to be smoking a cigar.
Yeah,
It's
what
got that flavor.
I know what some people used to do with the cigars was soak them. They used to soak them in rum and brandy and things like that. Actually infuse them.
Kieran's saying he's got that. He says, if it's that Simple Leaf hybrid net from Juice Cabin Tobacco Scotch, then I say get it, have a bottle right here. Very nice.
I think that's called lacing it.
Lacing,
yeah. They laced it with rum.
yeah. So I like going that. So you go out for the vape and then to pull you up and you've got whiskey in it. And then, ooh.
Made a couple of vapes I can't take with me in the car because they would definitely check me. It'd be like you're walking a line.
Just blame the Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's actually what it is too. Yeah, a couple of those bourbon cakes. I don't dare take them in the car with me when I go. If I ever got pulled over, they're gonna I never believe that it's my vape.
Yeah,
Mike Haynes used to lace his cigars with rum.
Very nice. Craig D saying that's butterscotch back at AVC. There's a new actual whiskey one. Tennessee whiskey or some shit. Bourbon, Tennessee bourbon. It might actually be that they've got, because he did what is it before, some whiskey barrels. Did Les, and used to do a Tennessee whiskey with that one, that he'd leave the juice in a whiskey barrel because it's still got the soaking of, it's still got the accents from the barrels. Yeah. So it might be something like that they're doing.
Jack Daniels is Tennessee, I think. So
yeah, Jack Daniels is Tennessee. And actually, I use the Jack Daniels barrel chips for smoking meats and stuff. It's delicious.
And if you want to replicate that in a vape with your using purely artificial flavors, you can use some Barrel Oak from Flavor Arts. No, it's the Vape Train Barrel Oak. Flavor Arts have also got Barrel Oak Flavor Oak, but I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. You can use those to replicate that. It won't be anywhere near as good as proper cask aged, but it will get you some of that taste.
You get the charcoal?
No, you won't be able to get the charcoal. Well, you could, I suppose, if you burnt your coils a little bit first.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't clean your coils for 6 months. Don't do this.
Yeah. Then you just fire them and lick the coils, and then hit it, and then lick the coils.
One of
lick them while you're firing, Bill.
Yeah.
But no one else try this, please.
One of the things with putting your juice into the used oak barrels and things like that, while it will infuse the flavor, you got to make sure that you do properly filter. Afterwards.
Yeah,
which
well, that's
obviously Les would have been doing, and anyone
with his
else
nets. That's
doing
what he does
commercially
with,
do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's some of that wood pulp will release.
Yeah, and that's what he does with, obviously, with net tobaccos. It will left and so it filters, and they filter it down. You filter it down, filter it down, filter it down, and keep filtering it down till it's clear, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, Craig D saying JD's banned from this house after Christmas shenanigans. And Swamp Thing's got the Naval Land rum out. Talking about rum.
That's okay. There's a workaround for that. We figured out, and I've tried this. Use Mandalorian's recipe for any like the down home punch or something like that, and you can put it in vodka. And if you mix it in vodka, it actually works just fine as a JD replacement. So you can still have those shenanigans, and you don't technically have JD.
Yeah.
And just go to Jim Beam. You'll be all right. Yeah.
I think we led Tim astray, haven't we, Benny?
What's what? Sorry?
We've led Tim astray.
We have, yeah, definitely. We got to offer him a proper when he came.
Billy's now ordering vodka by the barrels.
Exactly. He's got it on tap.
We
They
did
walked
run
in.
out last night again, by the way.
Did you? So we've got him onto Yorkshire puddings and vodka.
Oh,
I'm,
And
yeah, we've
I'm
had
just
those
wondering-
almost every day. We tried it with the jam. Tried it with the jam right
I'm
after
just-
the show, and it is good. I will say. We had sausage on the side and little jam on the inside, and strawberry jam for me, and she had some of the homemade black raspberry jam. So
how much super sweet you got left, Tim?
that's the thing I'm running out of quickly.
Yeah.
Like this is like a third of a bottle left, and that only got cracked like the beginning of the month. So
I'm wondering if Tim stands up and just touches the sign behind him, whether it just pivots around and this just got optics on the other side.
Yeah.
hey, by the way, Mardi Gras this weekend, guys. Beads right there.
Oh, is it Mardi Gras this weekend?
Yep, Mardi Gras this weekend. I actually made a king cake recipe.
No idea what that is.
That's where they put the they usually put like a replica of a baby or something like in there, or sometimes a dime and piece of cake, and the person that finds it is a lucky person, I guess.
They
or
put a
whatever,
replica of a baby in a cake.
in the king cake. So it's like a traditional thing. It's like a cinnamon cake.
Right.
So you put like a little doll inside?
Yeah,
the
they put like a
baby?
doll in it. Yeah, like a ceramic doll. I put it. I mean, my bottle's over there, but it's got a baby sucker thing from Dollar Tree in
So
it.
you can put like a little Chucky doll in there and say, "Oh, look,
Yeah.
good luck."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. That's for the Mardi Gras slash Day of the Dead celebration.
Someone says that cinnamon in his vodka nearly killed him off.
Yeah, no cinnamon vodka. We tried some of those things. Yeah.
Motivate said laced in the 70s meant a Sherman. It's laced ciggy. I didn't know Sherman was a cig company until much later. Our Shermans weren't actually Shermans.
I always thought Shermans were tanks in World War II.
That's what I was going to say. Sherman tank. I mean, I'd worry a little bit. Yeah.
And Ken is saying to Craig D, have you tried the Pinaco? It's amazing peanut butter custard tobacco. I tell you what, right? Les did a really good job of teaching Liam how to mix. A really good job. Because I'm assuming that's who's taken over all the mixing and coming up with new flavours is Liam. And Liam he's the lad that worked in the shop with him. And he did the fruit pastels that I really like. A lot of it. So he did really well at passing on his knowledge. Obviously, he didn't realise what was going to happen to him, but he passed on a lot of his knowledge. And Liam's got all his flavour books and that. Over years that he's been doing it. So he taught him really well of doing mixing because he used to have him in lab doing the mixing for, he'd say to him, go make up a flavour and they play around with flavours and that. So yeah, he's got a really good knowledge, which is fantastic when someone like that passes on the knowledge to someone else, that they can carry on the mixing. Because if not, they'd have just been doing the normal stuff that they've got in the shop.
Yeah, I think that's called mentoring.
Yeah, mentoring, that's it. Yeah,
Yes.
mentoring.
Yeah,
Yes.
like Bill mentors me. You see, if he's not talking about nuts or vanilla, then I know not to listen to anything he says, and I just go the opposite of what he says, and I know what I'm doing.
No, if I'm talking about nuts and vanilla, you don't want to really listen to that either.
I just listen to
Throw
the
it
list
all in
of,
one big heap and then just vape it. Yeah, there we go.
yeah, I just listen to the list of flavors that Bill doesn't like, and then I go and
Yeah.
buy them.
Then you go and order them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, has anybody got anything that they'd want to try with a tobacco in chat? Is anybody fancying something like say? I do fancy that cherry. That cherry sounds nice. We get a good cherry.
It does. They have vanilla cherry tobacco
Yeah.
does on them.
Yeah,
I'm-
pub's
I'm-
put in.
Actually,
I'm-
I have the flavor or vanilla.
I'm stuck on that. I'm stuck on that butterscotch tobacco that I think it was Craig mentioned from Juice Cabin.
Yeah.
Really fancying that.
The reasonably priced is net tobaccos. I try it. Definitely, I'd recommend trying. Like say, go over at Bessig, have a look at theirs. But I'd definitely look at Leslie's net tobacco Simply Leaf. If you do
Yes,
want
one thing, it is a juice cap. Yeah.
Yes. Is that the juice cabin? Yes, that's what it's called, the juice cabin. Go over there and have a look. It's got the shop. It's not open yet. I asked Liam when it's opening. I don't think they're ever going to open the shop again. By it sounds of it. They're just doing collection and they're really busy with being online. So I don't know if they're even going to open the shop again because I used to go into the shop and see them. So I don't know if they're opening the shop or not.
Hot water, cloud chucker.
Stuck top cap, you can sometimes get away with putting it in the freezer.
So you can go cold or you can go hot. You know, either or.
Hot, cold. Freezer thing works too.
You can get some of them pliers with a rubber around them.
Yep.
Yeah, or you can just put marigold.
Yeah, marigold.
And then normal
I
pliers
had
so
that
you don't
problem
mark it.
before. I put 2 pliers into there, then just twist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go to your local gym and walk in and say, "Could one of you big guys help me get this thing
Put it in door jam. Try that.
Bill, you go in and do that on camera, and I will pay money to watch that.
Yeah. Mogulface says, melt the old gunk with hot. So one thing saying, what is the best cherry flavour? And Rocketoon is saying, how's milk and honey with tobacco? I think that would go quite well, milk and honey, to be honest with you.
Milk and honey works really well. with
Honey tobacco would go really
I'm
well.
surprised you don't already know, Rocky. Jesus Christ.
Well, he did say he's only done one.
Doesn't know.
Best cherry flavours for me are Inawera cherries and liqueur and Inawera cherries. Not cherries. Inawera have 2. Cherry is terrible. Cherries is really good.
I like the cherry. Is it cherry compote?
Yeah, that's the SSA one, isn't it?
SSA cherry
I
compote.
could tell you
Just
mine,
pick
but
it
you're
up
not going to
there.
like it. That's
I know Noted really like. I know Noted really like the cherry compote, but I haven't tried that myself.
Hot water
It's all
shouldn't
about the
crack the
flavor.
glass, Cloud Chucker. If you're vaping it, it's going to be hotter that way than it is. And I don't know how hot your water is, but I don't think it's going to get it any hotter than the juice is on the inside.
One of the
Yeah,
problems.
but the only thing is, when you're doing that, you want to expand the outsides. You want the heat on the outside of it, and that's rather the inside.
One of the problems you're going to find as well, especially with it being a tank, is you might get the top part off, but you probably will end up cracking the glass.
That's happens a lot.
However way you try it, you might end up cracking that glass anyway.
Yeah, but if you're going with cherries and tobacco, I would tend to go for a darker cherry rather than a black cherry. Zippy's mentioned FA black cherries.
Yeah, FA black cherries.
Magoofa's saying mascarpone cherry from Chefs. Pete's saying cherry blossom makes a well-rounded layer to a lot of cherries.
Yeah, TFA cherry blossom is really nice.
And Fee saying, I think Legion Vapes had a similar problem. Might be something on his channel with the stuck top. Go check out. He might have shown how to. Bill's got a stuck tank. He's got the Fat Rabbit RTA that he can't get undone.
Yeah, but I don't want to get it undone because even if you get it undone, it ain't worth a crap, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Zippy is saying FA black cherry and FA black currant. The black cherry is really good. It's got to be used under 1%, and it does need at least a week because otherwise you do get there is a bit of a plasticky off look to it if you try too soon.
I picked up a new cherry. I'll just try and find it.
Yeah, that's Zippy's nice dark cherry.
Yeah,
that's the thing about the
lose...
VSO cherry is it's not a dark cherry; it's a real bright cherry.
You want to use the tobacco low and the milk and honey high. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably what he's done. He's
Maka
probably
put high, Maka honey hole.
Who's a honey hole?
Low honey.
One of the other decent honey is the Vape Train Sweet Honey.
Does it smell of piss?
Surprisingly, no, unless you go too high with it. It's more like the honey solids. You know, we buy the like a solid white honey that you use so you can actually spread
almost
on
like a honey
toast
cream
or whatever.
A honey spread.
Instead of the runny honey. It's more like honey solids.
Okay. Picked up this. I've just tasted them back at hand. Tastes quite decent. The juicy cherries.
All right, yeah.
From Super Aroma. There you go, juicy cherries. I'll try that out this week. See what it's like for next week. But it tastes nice on the back of the hand.
Because I might order some.
Zippy saying blackcurrant at 0.2. That's what she uses. And Mike Kane saying, I've got 4 fat rabbits. 2 I bought, 2 given, and all are great. No leakage or seepage.
Mine didn't have ears.
I've got
And
a
there
fat
wasn't a
rabbit.
little
You've seen
fuzzy
it.
tail on it. So
Yeah,
mine
I got a
was-
fat rabbit in the other room. Comes out and visits every now and then. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're thinking about that cherry then, Graham? You think it'd be a good one?
I'm actually thinking it's probably more of in a candy.
All right.
That kind of candy, you know, that the cherry you get in kind of those
Cherry
like love
sweets.
hearts, like
Yes.
love hearts, you know, the crumbly stuff. I think that's the reason why I bought it as well, to put into a sweet. And it seems about the right cherry to put into a sweet.
Dave Lloyd says, my fatty doesn't leak. My fatty doesn't leak either.
I'm not saying, I'm not touching that one.
Yeah.
I'll put Bill on this one. We'll leave that to that side of the pond.
Yeah. Everybody loves to touch a fatty.
Yeah.
Preferably your
My-
own.
If my fatty starts leaking, I'm going to the doctor.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's been quite to say we were only going to touch on tobaccos for a little bit. We've been talking about it for an hour and a half. Not enough.
Well, there are a lot of tobaccos out there too. Well, you got to figure that's what originally everybody thought they'd want originally with this.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's where it began. So yeah, of course. And when people transition, if a lot of them, like I said, hey, I got to try tobacco flavor first. So they have to have 600,000 of them out there for you.
There's a lot of tobaccos out there. There is a lot of tobacco flavours. You've got to fight through them to find a good one, haven't you?
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? But like I say, it all goes on what notes you want off of them. That's the biggest thing. You know. So yeah, have a play around with them, see what you think. Don't go out and buy them all. Just buy a few. Start with a couple of the Ry4s, and then if you do want a different darker note to it, like I say, In Aware seems to be the one where you get the darker notes on the pipe tobacco, rather than anything else. Everybody seems to go with In Aware for the tobaccos, for the darker, richer notes.
If you want to pick up some Flavora tobaccos, Rainbow Vapes has still got a lot of the Flavora stuff at 50p, and I went to the wholesale site and it's not there anymore. So I have a really feeling they're clearing out the concentrates.
All the concentrates.
I have a feeling there's no wholesale site there anymore.
All right.
So it's just a feeling I've got that because they reduced everything down, everything's close to the sell by dates and everything like that. But if you have to Flavora, what was it? Is it the berries? Jammy berry?
All right, Jammy Berry, yeah.
50p?
Can't go wrong at that. It's not going to go out of date, is it?
No.
Do you know?
Most of the Flavora tobaccos you can't go wrong with.
So it might be worth going over to Rainbow Vapes.
Just pick up some bargains because just keep an eye on them. And even, their own range, the Rainbow Vapes range was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it never took off because that's the best churros I've ever tasted was the Rainbow Vapes churros. It was just spot on as a single concentrate, just use it on its own.
Right. See, I think a lot of it, like I say, a lot of it's with, different... There's a lot more out there now, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? There's a lot more companies doing your concentrates, a lot more... I did see, is it... What's the one with the wizard? EC Wizard, is it?
EC Wizard, yeah.
EC Wizard, I think they're doing some DIY concentrates, mixing kits that they've got stuff off at the moment. If you want to have a look over there, they're having a sale. So one thing saying, my daughter-in-law just started vaping and only wanted tobacco.
Yeah. Common.
So I think I had a sweet tooth. I've always had a sweet tooth. So it was like I was wanting something more sweet than a tobacco when I first started.
Yeah.
Same here, Bill.
I think it sort of opens your world up, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? When you first start vaping, it opens it up because before you had maybe a flavoured cigar. Do you'd have an apple in there, or a cigarette would be.
Yeah, those
like
were never that
crush.
good though. Yeah.
No, but that's all you could get. Whereas in vaping, you can have any flavour you want.
Yeah, but when I first started trying it, all you had was those little shit deals. And so even though you had a flavor and you'd go in and they'd be like, this is so and so, and you try it and be like, I really don't taste it. And then you try this, and it's like, well, I don't really taste that either. And then I tried cinnamon and fireball or whatever it was called at that time. And I tasted that.
Yeah, yeah. But that's because your taste buds are fucked out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
right. Well, I'd smoked for 46 years or whatever it was. I think 48 years. And so, yeah, you don't have, that's maybe still why I don't taste a lot of the shit now, or that it just doesn't taste good to me, is I just, killed so many taste buds smoking.
Yeah, well, when I first started vaping, I was advised to stay away from any tobacco flavors.
I think a lot of things were in that time where everybody said,
Yeah.
stop away from tobacco flavors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But these people that still want the tobacco flavor.
Yeah, it took me a while to it took me a while to actually start picking up some tobacco flavors to try.
Oh,
I
there
was
is
really
actually
pleasantly
a reason for
surprised.
Well, I started picking them up after remember we had Les on the show, and he
Yes.
said think of them as spices, not tobaccos.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a great way of thinking about it. I'll go get some.
And that's what it is. It's an accent. It's not, you're not going to get the full on flavour of it. You're just going to get an accent. Same
And
as
there
like
isn't really a tobacco that truly tastes like a cigarette. That's the thing. That's the mistake that they think, oh, I just want some taste like a cigarette so I can just transition. And it's like,
I don't know. I've made some stuff that tasted like you lit the filter and had the other end. I have made that juice before, so
The Luberomes Ry4s like that. That's the most disgusting thing. It's like a Virginia tobacco, which has been left in a tray, an ashtray that somebody's poured beer into.
Yeah.
and then you just went and picked out the butt and re-smoked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've had it where it just tastes like a rubber tire.
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, that's not nice.
When did you taste a rubber tire, Benny?
No, but if you ever smelled rubber burning,
Like a burnout.
Yeah,
or
I've had
someone
that,
throws a
yeah.
and
tire
you
on
get
fire.
that taste, you taste it, can't you? When you breathe fumes in, you get that. You think, oh, do you know what I mean? But that's what taste I've got off of some stuff, and you thought, oh god, this is terrible.
Yeah, I made a perfectly accurate potato flavor once.
Hey, people like could go with my steak.
But by mixing, it was I was going after an apple.
Round.
I used 2 or 3 apples in the mix, and it just turned out like potato, soil and all.
So
Mashed
is it the
potato
reverse of a
or-
McDonald's apple pie? Because they make those with potatoes.
Right, we are coming up to it's nearly 25 past. So, has anybody got any questions? Anybody want to know anything for next week? Have a think. If you want to know something for next week, we'll come up with a topic for next week. Not a clue, just off the bat sometimes. I am going to have a try and get Dripper Labs on to have a chat with them, which is quite interesting. If you go over to Cloud Cartel UK, he had him on talking about Dripper Labs website. So I think I'm going to go and tap him up, see if they want to come on, and we'll have a little chat with them about their slide rule mixing, easy mixing that they do, just to have a little in-depth. I might try and see if we can get their mixer on.
I have so many questions.
No, that's it. That's and he might not be able to answer, but his mixer might. So I might say, would they both come on, or
He seems really kind of enthusiastic and forward about asking all the questions.
Yeah. You could ask what you want. Everybody were asking him stuff, and so it'd be quite good. But go over to Cloud Cartel UK and just have a look there. We did tell you a bit more of how to use Dripper Labs website. And the thing what I like as well is little incentives that they've put in. If you spend so much over so long, you get a stamp that you can buy 20 quid's worth. So one thing saying the best cola. We have to get Live Lounge on for
Coca-Cola or cola.
because they do a nice Fentonant.
Coke. If you're after the best cola, best cola is the US Pleasure. That's a spot on cola. But if you're after kind of
If you have a cola, get VSO. It's a cult.
if you're after a more kind of fizzy cola close to Coke, you're looking at Which one is it? Is it Mullenberry? Oh no, SSA cola.
Mullenberry fizzy cola is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
see,
I
that's
think
what I don't
the
like about
SSA
this.
is a
This
little
does
bit
not have a
better than that.
fizz. Has a flavor, but it's like flat soda.
Yeah, that's all you're going to get, which is like Live Lounge have done the Fentimans Cola. They've done an authentic Fentimans Cola.
They've
And
done
that,
3.
yeah, but it's just vanilla in one and a little bit something else in other.
Yeah, all of the ones I tried just taste like generic colas, not actually Coca-Cola.
Yeah, they're all
But it
flat.
just depends on whether you want the 20p generic
Roller cola.
supermarket
Yeah, this
cola
tastes like
or the
RC cola.
75p top shelf supermarket cola.
Yeah.
This is bottom shelf cola. Yeah, RC.
Yeah, that's Royal Crown. I liked Royal Crown Cola. We were supposed to get that at Asda, Walmart. The sort of
RC?
stopped doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
RC, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Did
know
get
RC
moon
were out
pies
before?
too?
Pardon?
Did you get RC in a moon pie?
I have no idea what that is, Bill.
That was what you had to have here. Was
You had to
RC
have
and a
RC and a moon pie. Moon
Yeah.
pie is just a chocolate covered, like gooey
Marshmallow in the middle.
marshmallow cookie.
Ah, right. I've never heard of moon pie.
Watch Health Inspector with Larry the Cable Guy. He'll explain the whole thing. He's got about 1,000 of them in his glove compartment.
Pugs is saying most of them taste like Panda Cola, yeah. Panda Pops, they all have that sort of taste. That's what I say, Fentimans Cola tastes a lot different. If you ever get a chance to test Fentimans Cola over here, it's totally different from a cola.
Fentimans is really nice.
Yeah, it's more of a medicinal sort of taste that I find to
Yeah,
Fentimans.
herbs and spices.
They do.
Yes,
Cola.
vintage cola. So check that out. Like a wagon wheel. Ah, right, I get you.
Like a wagon wheel.
Yeah, that's basically what they are. The moon pies, I think, are similar to y'all's wagon wheels. Yeah.
Right, so we are coming up to that time. We will go around and say our goodbyes. We'll start with Liam. We can shill his shit.
Thanks everybody, and buy my shit. You can catch me on most of the DIY mixing groups on Facebook, including Monkey on Juice, where you can hit myself up as well as Graham and a couple of other mixers on there. Quite a wealth of knowledge, so one of us should be able to help. You can also message me on Sheila Combs Mixing Facebook page if you so wish. And you can pick up my one-shots if you wish to support me from Chef's Flavors as Twisted Imagination, as well as from DIYFlavorChaser.com as Sheila Combs. And I will pass you over to Tim.
Tomorrow night, I'm going to do a inspirational spring themed mental health show tomorrow night, and then I got to record the What in a Horror podcast tomorrow night. Then Saturday night, 9 p.m. game stream is provided we don't have that snowstorm that's coming and it doesn't screw up my internet like it did last week. And then Sunday with sorry about that. That med reminder, I got to change that. Sundays at with Zippy and Larry on Mixers Helping Mixers. And then on Tuesday nights on Tuesday Takeovers on Fesho 3's channel with Larry and Lumi. And other than that, you can find me on all the social medias and stuff. And you already put the link in Nightbot, so I don't have to worry about that.
I have put it in, I put it all in there.
Appreciate it. And I will pass it to, let's see, Bill. He wasn't here last week.
Thank you. On Mondays, you can find me at Dix River Golf Course. On Tuesdays, I'll be at Tate's Creek Golf Course. On Thursdays, I'll be back at Dix River Golf Course. And on Sundays, the Late Night Vape Show with Mick. And I will throw it over to, by the way, thanks a lot, chat, because everybody did have a lot of great input and questions and stuff today. And appreciate it. I will throw it over to Graham.
Yeah, thanks, chat. I think I might start going through some of the tobaccos and actually work out what the hell they are. They've been sitting in my drawer for over a year, and I keep on topping them up and getting the extra ones. So it's like the Pokemon, you've got to catch them all kind of thing. I'm doing that for SSA at the moment. I thought I had all the SSA, and then they go and release new flavors, and I'm just like, damn you.
Yeah.
You can catch us over on Monkey on Juice if you need any help or need just join Monkey on Juice, and then you can message me from there and I can help you out with whatever you want. I'm always on the computer because I work on the computer. So, and
he never goes out, so you'll get him anytime, unless he's asleep.
Yeah.
and any excuse not to work and get distracted. And you can catch my one shots over on DIY Flavor Chasers if you're in the USA and Canada, and you can get my short fills from amatorium.co.uk.
As endorsed by Grim Green.
Well, the everlasting glamour bottle that Grim Green's got.
Yeah, you only have to buy one bottle of glamour. It's good for life. So
And I'll pass it over to Benny.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody in chat. It's been absolutely fantastic. It has gone really, really quick tonight, as Swamp Thing said. Everybody's been putting their bits in the chat, which has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much to my fellow casters who turn up week in, week out. Well, can't say Bill because he goes out glamping. Graham's put good advice there. Glamour camping at the golf course. Questions are directed to Bill if you need to know anything. And if you need to know anything about dogging, he will definitely inform you what to do. So thank you very much, everybody. Don't forget to check out everybody that's been coming up in the chat. With the short fills, check out Amatorium. Don't forget to use Benny10 to get 10% off. Go check them out. And like I say, as the glamour is endorsed by Grim Green. So thank you very much, and we'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.
take care.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Aren't bits like your private parts?
Yeah. And thank you very
Why
much.
did you thank everybody for putting their bits in the chat?